Hello, everyone. In this video, I am going to introduce ParaView's user interface. I'm assuming that you've already installed ParaView, and if you haven't, you can watch our previous video in this playlist. So this is the interface or the screen that you should be able to see when you open ParaView for the first time right after installing it. Keep in mind that ParaView is customizable, so if you're watching a more advanced tutorial, this may not be the screen that you're seeing. Instead, what you're seeing is a customized screen. So let's begin by going through what we have on the screen. At the top of the screen, you have a lot of different menus and a lot of different toolbars. So remember that ParaView has many views. So if you're doing animations and you want to see the timestamps through the animation, you're going to need to click View and then click Time Inspector, and you'll be able to see all of that information right here. I'm going to remove this view. The toolbars here are also movable. So as you become more familiar with ParaView through trial and error, you will decide what's more comfortable for you. So one of the most important pieces of ParaView is this sort of module right here called the pipeline browser. When you import data from a file, it's going to appear here. And to import data from a file, we can right-click, click open, and then choose what file you'd like to open. I don't have anything right now that I'd like to import, so I'm going to hit cancel. And below the pipeline browser, you have these properties and information tabs. After you import your data here, you'll be able to make changes to it here. And each time you make a change, you're going to have to hit this apply button. There is this apply changes to parameters automatically button right here at this top tool in the top toolbar, and you can click that. Otherwise, you're going to have to constantly click the apply button. And this is the main layout here. It's a 3D view, and you can see multiple 3D views at the same time. So if we click on this button right here, we can create a view. There are many different views with ParaView. You can have a bar chart view depending on your data, histogram, line chart, plot matrix. Another render view is going to open a 3D view. And that's pretty much this basic user interface. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to create a cylinder and color this cylinder and move it around so you can see, you can get a gist of how to use ParaView. So you can use it basically in two ways, either you opening a file or using sources. And sources are data objects that are directly created in ParaView. So in this demo, we're going to go to sources, we're going to go to geometric shapes, and we're going to hit cylinder. And notice that the cylinder appears here in the pipeline browser, and there's the apply button here, which has turned green, but you don't see it in the 3D view as yet. You have to hit apply, and then it's actually going to show up. Now, this doesn't actually look like a cylinder. It looks like a 3D hexagon. But if you modify the properties here in this window, it'll actually start to look like a cylinder. So let's do that. Let's change the resolution to, I'm going to type it in, let's do 100. And then hit apply. And now it looks like a cylinder. And you can do other things too. You can play with the height, you can play with the radius, you can play with the center, or you can change the color. So you can also do this here, right? Let's edit it here and change the color. I am looking for a hot pink cylinder. So there we go. Now we have a hot pink cylinder. As I stated before, there are different options up here as well that you can use to change the view here. So let's say we're looking for just the wireframe of the cylinder. That will show up here. Let's go back to the surface. You can move the cylinder just by clicking in the 3D view and holding down your mouse and moving it. There are also these options up here in this toolbar, and you can click on either one to change the view. And notice that when you change the view, if you look at this bottom left of the screen, you will see the XYZ coordinate axis through which you're looking at the object. Like this will change with the object. Okay, and that's a very brief introduction to the user interface of ParaView. Thank you for watching.